Hello, and we're back.
Does like rich people food mess up your stomach like it does mine?
What do you mean like rich? What do you
like
mean
if you eat rich, like, and not like McDonald's or stuff like that, but like if it's like really rich people food, like catering.
Do you mean like rich meaning?
Not in the like rich or savory. I'm talking about
You're talking
just
about like a lot of butter and a lot of
maybe that's
like,
probably
like
what
when,
it is
when people
too.
say rich food, meaning it's got like
it's
a lot of butter and
yeah.
cream and.
Well, that definitely messes me up because I'm a little.
Did you think they meant
intolerant.
rich people when they said this food is
No,
rich?
no.
You
But
did,
like
didn't
no,
you? And
no,
you're
no,
correcting
no.
in the middle of the ocean. Tom, this dum thought that rich food meant rich people food, not that it was filled with butter and cream.
That's why I meant that
He's
too.
dumber than you. Mark that, Melissa. Mark that. You're dumber than Tom. Wait.
No.
This fucking idiot.
It's when they get it for the attorneys. I consider it rich people food.
Everybody in the chat room backed me up on this. He's like, you ever get stomach aches when you eat rich people food?
I was afraid I was gonna have to use your bathroom, so I'm glad I didn't eat it.
He thought rich food. When people say, "Oh, this is rich," are you eating mashed potatoes? It's rich. Yeah, it's because it's got a pound of butter and 25 gallons of cream in it. That's how dumb he is.
I can't have like fettuccine alfredo. I will shit my pants if I have that now. Or mac and cheese. I used to love mac and cheese. That was like my favorite food as a kid. Yeah.
You can't eat it now?
I can only make the noise with my wife. That's the only time I can make mac and cheese.
What kind of mac and cheese do you make?
You could eat it.
I could eat it, but it's going to be a bad day. It'll ruin my day for sure.
Well, not while you're eating it.
Well.
I'm convinced that like really, you're not in this category, but really, really big people that eat a ton,
yeah.
I think they enjoy their massive stinkies. Their big mud pies.
Taking a poop later? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they enjoy that. It's all part of the addiction. Is making the mess afterwards. All right. We're doing sports. Your sports leader. It's Tom and Dad. It's your Orlando sports leader. It's Tom and Dad.
Who's your theme park guy's name? I always forget his name, and I feel bad. He looks
Joey
like Lex Joey Mazant. I always forget his name. It drives me crazy.
I'm going to make him a new name now. I'm going to make him up a new name now that'll make Tom laugh. Joey Mazant, alcoholic pissant. There you go.
So mean.
I go hard.
Yeah.
I go hard. I'm just trying to
At least you remember his name.
I'm just trying to save lives here is all I'm trying to do, man. I'm just trying to save lives. Because
I'm definitely going to steal his bit.
Actually, when I get here, I have a problem. All I do when I get is I'm like, you have to fuck around. You
can't take everything serious. Like, it'll just ruin your day.
But I need to be able to. I need a better switch. Okay, Mr. Van, are you ready to go? You good?
Yep.
You got your poison. All right, we got that.
Watered down Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just gross.
It's fine. You know what? Fine? You know you're very lucky to be here.
I am.
So you be nicer. You be nicer to my business.
Maybe this will be my last one. That'll be the April Fool's joke. Like this will be the last Nerd Jock.
What
you guys
does
are so
this
fucking
do
mean
for
to
you?
It doesn't do anything for me. It
just
makes me
you
sad.
You thank us. You're like, thank you so much.
You want me to read your text messages after you do this? You're like, oh, thank you so much. Come in my mouth.
I just do that because my dad taught me to be a nice person after someone does something for you.
Let me tongue your asshole, Dan. Oh, thank you. I don't have any friends. See how I took your nice text messages and I bullied you. I used them against you.
I just do that because it's the right thing to do.
I don't say, if I go and do another I've done a lot of podcasts in this town, and I do their podcast, and when I'm leaving, I'm like, another great job making other shit podcasts moderately funny. I do think that.
I did them a favor by showing up there.
I'm going to say things. This is the warm-up. I'm going to start saying things that are true. Anytime I've been on your podcast in this city, I've made it better. Because you're not good. There you go.
Stop saying all
I love how Tom's like freaking out over it. He's like, we're never getting any friends anymore.
None of this is true.
We're already using all our work labor for some other people who do free shit for us. Stop it.
I'm just trying to make people laugh. I'm just fucking around.
No, I really don't care.
You want to start?
Nothing we say matters.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No.
Nothing matters.
Nothing I've ever said matters.
That's true. That's why I have a hard time sleeping. I go to bed. I try to think of something I did that resonates.
We never lost a client because of that. We never lost a friend. We've never had any turmoil.
Wait, what does that mean?
I don't know what that
mean?
Nothing.
Valueless.
Yeah, I'm telling you. What do you mean they don't know about that? I'm telling you about it. Don't tell me you don't know about it. I'm telling you it's true.
This was a good warm-up. This is what I wanted to do. Do you see what I wanted to do?
But how ridiculous. Something we've had to say.
You had to say something. At least one thing. You've never
does Manscaped count?
Okay, has the crab guy shown around?
Manscaped doesn't count because we said
does
it
Boat Captain. Does Boat Captain count?
Okay.
What about the crab claw guy?
He loves a friend. He's still a friend of the show.
What about Mini Drunkie?
Are you talking about Giovanni? Yeah, he's still Giovanni's still a friend.
He still shakes my hand. He's like, yeah, look how disgusting you are.
No, I just talked to him on Facebook. He was just on Facebook like last week.
I know. I'm just trying to find weird ones.
Alan, Mini Drunkie's friend of the show. No, he's right.
And the boat guy, I don't even believe is true.
I know.
So that
well, you were mean to that guy earlier today, so he kind of was hurt today.
No, but
how
would I know?
Called it earlier.
How would that affect?
No, he liked it.
Yeah, he liked it.
He
said he liked it.
So you guys are masochists.
Well, if we're like being really
he's happy. He's like,
he's like, I gotta raise out of Tom,
and you do it too. Like we're mean as hell to you, and you're like, oh, let me come in your mouth.
Don't say that.
Here's where what gets me is when you come and do a bit on the show for a while, and then you're like, I'm not gonna do it anymore.
I like that.
I thought about doing that.
Christrima, I like that.
Why not? And you're just like, it's
not worth my time.
It doesn't move the needle for me anymore.
That's an insult.
Yeah, it is.
Because it means the show is so irrelevant.
Yeah, you know what that is? You know what that's the equivalent of? That's the equivalent.
There's no value in
Tom doing a whole year not doing anything.
We should have recorded this. No, that's the equivalent of Tom walking up to you and you going, hey, Tom from Tom and Dan, right? And you're like, yeah, Tom. And then you going, you want a picture? And them going, no.
No, thank you.
That's what that is.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, you want a picture?
I don't need any evidence of this.
Yeah, right here.
This interaction.
You got bread right in the middle of your teeth.
Oh,
he's
gross.
moved on. I thought you were low
floss
carbs.
After lunch all the time.
Carbs though?
Even I
what are
do
you doing? You're slipping. You're supposed to have spinach, not bread.
I'm never low carb.
He's supposed to spinach. He's the spinach man, not the carb man.
You don't need to be low carb.
Would you like to begin?
Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube, and we'd love it if you join us. Just search for @Tom and Dan Live if you like watching podcasts.
We are doing our BDM Appreciation Party April 19th.
Yeah, ma'am.
We've got a lot of entertainment planned, and it's at a cool venue.
It is.
So if you want to come, enjoy the DJ, enjoy the Magic and Whip show. In fact, things are getting added to that show.
Yeah.
I just got an email this morning.
A little out of control, and also I saw the price went up a little bit.
No,
I
it's
saw
the same
that you've
price.
been in negotiations.
No.
I mean, this
we
guy.
Need more 1095ers.
Nobody can dial in a whip show like my business partner. I'm telling you right now, this guy's got our entertainment on the rope.
She stopped by the venue and said she got some ideas, and she wants to make it bigger.
She's the real deal.
Okay.
She's a scientist and a magician, illusionist, and world champion whip executioner.
Going back to accidental D-head or hurting someone's feelings because
you do it a lot.
So if I felt like saying whatever you want to do. We don't
care.
I trust you.
I speak full.
I thought I don't care. I just trust
but you don't care. You want to say your truth.
But I'm not gonna micro. If you say I want to add this because I think it'll be better. Well, I trust you. You're the entertainer. I'm not gonna be like, nah, I don't know. I know.
Well, you can say that though. You can say like, look, I really trust you. For whatever you think would be best.
Yeah.
I don't need to micromanage this. You can kind of pick whatever you want. You don't need to go like, hey, whatever you do, just know I don't really care what you're doing. There are different ways to do it. You got to put a little bit of thought into the things falling out of your mouth. Bubba, our good friend Bubba, rest his soul. You can't just let the turds fall out. You got to form them a little bit.
Take a moment. Yeah. Think about it.
Give it a sec. Give it a beat.
Think about how an emotional person is going to react to some of the things you say.
Before you're like, you stop by the venue? Why? That's what I can already hear. Why'd you stop by the venue?
You waste your time.
This whole thing doesn't matter. Just show up and wing it like we do.
Just start whipping around. Everybody's blacked out drunk. I'm going to be blacked out drunk. Everybody won't even remember. Just start whipping everything.
Hold on, I'm on your side now. That's how quickly I can change. That's how quickly I can change. He's right. There was no reason for her to go by.
I want to put a fake mustache on Mike B, and I want you to whip it off.
Oh, that's easy.
We're going to put a jersey on him like a football player so he gets shot.
We can do that.
I want you to whip EJ's tiny elevator button.
Oh, should I play it? It's time. It's time. I still got it, I think, somewhere here. Where is it? Did I save it? Please say. Oh, I don't know if I did. No, I absolutely did. Hold on.
Nerd Jock, big fat guy with a tiny cock.
What?
Nerd Jock.
I love that it has to be edited.
To this. U of M, Pokemon Go, smallest ding dong on the show. U of M, Pokemon Go, smallest ding dong on the show.
Tiny cock,
Nerd Jock.
tiny cock, nerd jock. Tiny cock, nerd jock.
Yeah, waste of time.
I do what I want, man. I do what I want.
Yeah, but after you say that, but then after sure you're like, God.
I do.
Go back. Here you
When you have to do it, you're upset
upset.
about it.
And then I forget.
Can AI do this?
And then I forget, and I'm like, who would do this?
Yeah, future Daniel's not happy with you
Yeah.
right now.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, our very good friend doing his segment, Nerd Jock. We've done it for a while. It's our very good friend,
How
EJ.
long have we been doing it? Do you know? Has it been
Couple
like
years.
at least? What?
A couple, I think it was from the start of the damn
ACT,
show.
close to it, yeah.
It's been over a decade.
No, it hasn't been a decade of
It's,
Nerd
it's
think
Jock.
it
close.
is.
No.
It's easier, like 8 or 9 years at least.
This was a new thing. This is a new thing. And then it grew out of control where it was weekly,
Was
and then
it
we had to
weekly?
dial
Yeah.
it back because we were like, oh my God. It's
Oh,
Too
that-
much EJ, yeah.
That was an awkward.
Yeah,
I tried to
Let's
say
dig
that it was
in.
benefit for EJ to
Yeah.
dial
Just
it
like
back.
Get all these
DeSantis.
bad
Just like
emails
DeSantis said that, you know,
everybody hates you.
You can
and-
learn some stuff from being a slave.
I'm like, this is better. This is better for you.
You're gonna love
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
You're gonna
yeah.
love this whole. It's a thing called not showing up to our show.
Yeah, we need you less.
Oh yeah. I'm like, it'll make people want it more. I don't know.
But I believe you.
Why do I come back to this place?
He
That's
just
what I
asked you that. Okay.
Yeah, but when you decide not to, I'll be like, oh, what do you think? You're better than us?
Exactly. When you're like, guys, I don't think I want
that
to do
would
this
hurt my
anymore. And
feelings,
you know
too.
what? It's kind of like when Jana Banana got too busy to do the show, and she was like, I'm just being honest with who I am, right? This is a true Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Jana Banana. I love her husband, Jason. They're wonderful people. Reach out to them. They're great. But they did draw a line in the sand with us, and they're like, guys, we have a full-blown business. We have a website. We're traveling. We're coaches. We have people that require us to run seminars. We don't have time to do your show anymore. And I was like,
You don't have 30 minutes for us?
I'm such
Really?
an emotional person that I was like, what?
We were doing it
You
as
turned your back on us? You're dead.
And you were helping them.
Let me quote
yeah, we were doing it as a favor.
Let-
And then
What
she
a
hates all
quote.
the fat guys that listen to this show.
Let me
That was the
quote
best part.
Real Radio's Buckethead. You'll never work in this town again, Jana Banana. And that's how I felt.
No, we were, yeah. It's funny how that happens. Yeah, you do it as a favor, and then when they stop, you're like, oh, all right. You're like, well, what is that? Anyway,
I don't know,
sorry.
it's just being human is weird.
All right, let's go, EJ.
Yeah,
what
let's
do
go.
we got?
Jump
what do we
in,
got
Let's
first?
start off with jock stuff.
Okay.
Have you heard the new thing about bats? I know the Braves are starting to do it too. The torpedo bats that the
Are the
Yankees are
Braves?
using.
I
The
got all the
Braves
info
had
here.
ordered it. Yes.
It's a brand new torpedo bat. The Yankees were the first to kind of roll these out. It was designed by an MIT physicist, Aaron Leinhart. The torpedo bat features a unique shape resembling a bowling pin. The design shifts the bat's heaviest part, or more
More
wood,
mass at the end of it.
at the end of it.
In the sweet spot where most of the hitters. What they're doing is like doing like golf clubs. You take your golf club and you figure out where your sweet spot is on your swing, and that's where they put a lot of the mass for where you hit the ball at. They're doing that with baseball now.
And it
And
makes that much of a difference?
It has made a difference. Like some of the guys were hitting, like they hit back-to-back home runs
Well,
against
here.
the Milwaukee Brewers that one game.
Let me give you the stats. So
Aaron Judge is not using it, but
Aaron-
a lot of the guys are that are not good hitters, like Aaron Judge is, are doing well with these bats.
Well, can you blame him? I mean, Aaron Judge last year performed amazingly.
Yeah.
So no need, right? And that was kind of his take, was like, I have a system that's working, and a lot of baseball guys are like that. I have a system that's working. Why would I want to mess with it? But check out these stats. The Yankees were the first to use the bats. They were playing against the Brewers. They hit a franchise record 9 home runs in a single game, totaled 15 homers over 3 games, tying a major league record. So just the introduction of these bats, they tied an MLB record for homers. Like, that leads me to believe, as a new baseball guy, because I am a new baseball guy, I'm like, well, either everybody gets to use them, which they are
They
allowed.
The Cubs are going to get them. The
But
Braves are going to get them.
I do sort of think it's a cheat. First person I texted was Jack Bradshaw, because the Yankees have unlimited money. I'm like, oh, of course the Yankees have the torpedo bats.
Well, every team can buy
Yeah,
the
you can buy the
torpedo.
They
bats.
can, but at first I
It's not
didn't
a money
know. I
thing,
didn't
yeah.
know. At first it seemed very Yankees, though. It seemed like very Yankees.
Oh yeah, the bad guys are.
Yeah. Like, we have the most money.
We're
We
bending
buy all
the
the
rules
players.
just enough. Yeah.
we always buy all the players. We're going to have these torpedo bats. Now that I know everybody can use them, it's weird because you're not seeing everybody go like, oh, I want to use them. And the reason for that is it's completely difficult and crazy hard to change up your system.
Yeah, and
or your swing, or your hit.
Yeah, just to change something. A lot of those guys are superstitious too.
Yeah.
Like this is the thing that I've always used. This is what works for me. I'm going to stick with this. If I change it, I might go into a slump, and they're always afraid of that.
And I guess there's probably not enough statistics yet to really fine-tune whether or not.
Not yet.
these
It might be a
things-
placebo effect. It might be we just had a new bat. It may work, and it gives us an opportunity to hit the
or-
ball
I don't
better.
think that's it though.
It's possible though.
It is possible.
Yeah, it's possible that it's an anomaly that they happen to hit more home runs than usual at this time using these bats, but over a long period of time, it all goes back to the mean, and it's like, these bats don't make as much of a difference as we thought based on one game.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Well, then I calmed down because I remember it was either last year or the year before. They had manufactured all the balls, and then they had kept all of the baseballs in a humidifier.
Yeah.
But something had happened, so all the
dead
balls
ball
that they were
era,
using,
yeah.
like all the balls, like the balls weren't flying out of the stadiums like they used to, and I was like, this is just all baseball. It's fine. You know,
Yeah,
like
but-
I kind of had to go through the process.
But
of
you guys ever
grieving.
play Little League? And
No.
whenever we got a new bat, everyone would hit better after
think
they
so?
got the bat. It was
It's like
like
getting
such a
new
weird.
shoes
I
and
know it
being
was
faster.
I know it's confirmation bias, but it seemed like that would work every single time we had a new bat when we got it.
Well, it's weird that this all of a sudden is coming out now when it seems like they could have designed the torpedo bat
Years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not like they're putting some space age technology that we didn't have access to. It's like using general physics, and because the bat's been the same for a
it
long
has
time, right?
a certain diameter. It has to have certain dimensions, but they're just changing slightly enough that it still fits in that. Like the diameter has to be a certain width.
Look, I'm not anti it at all, but the way it rolled out was messy.
Yeah.
It should have been like, hey guys, we're MLB, and everybody has access to these rad new bats that everybody can use. Because the message got clunky, and this is why there are headlines and things that look weird. It was, and I fell for it. It was kind of like reported that the Yankees are using these bats, and I'm like, well, why the hell are they using these? But of course, everybody had access to it, so it's like, that's strange.
What's interesting, like baseball specifically, hockey, tennis,
Yeah.
where the equipment has a lot to do with the.
What about shoes in the
actual-
NBA?
That you can make an argument that it could help. I don't know as much about it. It seems like less than the actual contact with the ball that's such an integral part of baseball or hockey, like making a shot,
Yeah.
making the puck curve a certain way, like that tennis, the racket. That is such in play more than the shoes would be per se. Like how much higher really or percentage higher would the shoes make you jump really?
Well, I'm thinking
and even
like
jumping
the
is not even
durability.
really that
Well, I'm
much.
thinking like durability. Like what do you call it? Like the way you can isolate the bones in your ankle, so you don't roll them.
support.
Yeah, support.
But
Like,
a lot
I'm-
of that's done with tape and like sports
Yeah.
trainers and
Well, they
stuff.
also they banned those like swimsuits for the dolphin swimsuits in the Olympics. Remember the Americans had those, and they banned those because they were like shaving seconds off their times.
that helps.
Yeah.
So and then it's kind of like NASCAR. They want to make like not equipment. They want to put it all in the person
On the
and their
driver.
skills.
Yeah.
So then you have baseball. It wouldn't, if they do offer a slight advantage and the other team isn't using them. But then if they can use them and don't, that's their choice.
I don't
And then
see
it's
why.
like,
I've never been a fan of like if you have access to it and it is a better designed bat, why wouldn't you
Yeah.
use it?
Yeah.
I'm that guy. Like it drives me crazy. Now, Aaron Judge, I get it. You have a system. You're the big dog. You hit the most home runs. You don't need to change your system.
Yeah.
But
If it could help you, why wouldn't you?
exactly, why wouldn't you? Like maybe in the offseason, you're going to start using this, right? I mean, he's not going to not do it. He's not going to say, nope, sorry, I'm just a traditional bat guy from here on
Yeah,
out.
if it's proven that it could help you, you definitely use it.
And I think it is. Like, look, it is what a duck is a duck. Like I'm looking at this and I'm like, 15 home runs, 9 of those were with that bat. That's all I gotta see. That's all I gotta see. I'm like, that's the bat that everybody should be using. It's also going to make baseball more exciting.
I would rather see more hits and more
Yeah,
home runs.
so I mean, if it's the thing, but I guess what I'm mad about, and I did a bad job articulating it, is, well, then don't villainize the Yankees because I fell into that trap and I did it, and you didn't tell me that everybody had access to this. They just I don't know, they slow rolled it, or maybe the guy from the Yankees is the guy who invented it. So I don't know, it started with him.
It's sports writers. They have to have a narrative that they need to follow, so that's the reason why.
But I think it
and
could
a bad
help
guy
baseball.
always helps your narrative, always.
Yeah.
And the Yankees are the greatest bad guy ever. In most of those movies, they're the
They're fun
bad
to
guys.
hate.
Yeah.
What else you got?
The next thing I got is Well, which one do I want to do? Let's do the NCAA, the Final Four. Have you been watching some of the tournament?
A little bit.
March Madness?
Kind of keeping up with the Gators just because of so many
Yeah,
friends.
because they're well, it's all the 1 seeds made it to the Final Four, so that was kind of the weird thing about it. There wasn't a lot of upsets this year,
Well, they
or Cinderella stories.
they're contributing that to the NIL.
Yeah,
And basically,
Came out
like
of my mouth.
the the schools, the bigger schools that can pay more, that have like more.
Funny, we didn't think that was going to happen,
sponsors.
did
but
we?
okay, but wouldn't it be
still-
like Duke, North Carolina, maybe Clemson? Those are usually the big basketball schools. Maybe Georgetown. But it's Houston and Auburn are not known for like being basketball schools. Really, they're mostly football schools.
Yeah, and I have no idea about college basketball, but I did hear someone that knows like sports talk about how they're discussing that the Cinderella story will be a thing of the past because of NIL, and I can only assume it's just like the smaller schools that don't have the alumni that can pay these players, because again, they're paying them for marketing deals that don't even exist. And so
or
it's not
if you
even
get
the
one, it'll
school-
be super rare, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it will truly be a Cinderella story because it'll be a ragtag group of nobodies.
Yeah, because the who pays the bill are alumni and companies around the college that pay the players and stuff. So if it's a smaller school, they're not going to have as much of that, and therefore the best players are going to gravitate towards the schools that can pay them the most.
Yeah.
And then therefore those schools will make it further in the tournament, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But it also comes down to if you pay a bunch of people, sometimes I'd rather have a team that plays better together than a bunch of superstars all together.
But in the grand scheme of things, the better players will
Win out most time, yes.
Yeah. So,
Especially in college. I
Yeah,
feel
now,
like.
for sure.
There may be a Cinderella in the future.
Yeah,
but
I think
that
there will
doesn't
be, but it'll be
prove
rare.
that-
Oh, yeah,
rare, yeah.
It'll be rare. It'll be even rarer. It'll be more like the 1 seeds are always going to make it to the Final Four, it looks like.
Yeah. And we were talking about
God,
this
I
over
wish
the
I was
weekend.
into March Madness. It looks like so much
It's
fun.
it is fun, but
It's one of the things that I look at and I'm like, well, that looks like just as fun as like sort of fantasy football in a small amount of time.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, it looks really fun.
But it's
getting the
sports.
brackets ready.
Sports are only fun to me personally if I know about them, because that what makes it
College
fun to
is
me.
too immense.
There's too many
many
teams.
schools.
Yeah, and there's so many games for college basketball.
God, even
it's hard to
playing,
follow.
I've been
yeah.
playing college because Madden, we're off season
Yeah.
now. For some reason, my stupid sensitive brain, I can't play Madden when we're not in season.
season, yeah.
Yeah, so I play college, even though I know
Even though
we're not in
college is
season.
not in
I get
season
it.
either.
I get it's crazy. But I play at college, and there's so many teams and so many players. It's like it's almost overwhelming. It's
It
way
is,
too
yeah.
much.
So
So did you do any gambling
Not
about
on-
March Madness at all? 'Cause
again,
you don't know
doesn't touch
anything
that
about
stuff
it. I
if he
know that's
doesn't
why.
know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not.
You want the edge. That's what it is. Yeah.
I'd like to know about it and then think I'm coming up with theory that gives me some sort of edge or value, and then that's what's fun to me. If I don't,
Because you create your own system.
Yeah.
That makes
I
sense
need
to
to
me.
put them. I need
You've
to-
never really said that, but that makes sense to me.
I definitely understand why you okay, I want the edge. I want to win because I'm smarter than everyone else. I totally understand that.
Even though I'm not, I just want to think that's part of the fun of the game.
Yeah.
And if it's just pick a team, then it's just a random
So
coin
it's like
toss. It doesn't matter.
cosplay. It's like gambling cosplay.
Yeah. I just want. I want to know about the teams and have some insight. Listen to some podcasts about them. Then come up with my own
See,
opinion.
you like mega gooning or flicker gooning
yeah.
and edging. You're a flicker gooner.
Edge Lord, Goon Lord.
Okay, what else you got?
Let's talk about the thing I sent to the picture of you too.
Okay, I got a picture for you, T.
It's one of my favorite
Here we
things I've
go.
seen in the
If
internet
you'll
in the
all-
past couple days.
If you'll all turn your attention to the screen, you'll also put
Yeah.
it up here. There seems to be is that basketball?
So
That's
it's the
basketball.
Timberwolves versus the Detroit Pistons, and the Detroit Pistons are known for the malice in the palace. Remember when Ron Artest went in the stands and started beating people up?
Oh, yeah.
I
Well,
love that.
the
I love
Detroit
that.
My
Pistons are
favorite
at it again. They're fighting in the stands again, and this is a picture of someone getting hit in the capital
It
of
looks
Bangkok.
like he's grabbing it. Like it looks like he's grabbing his junk.
Yeah, okay, I see that. And because the player went into the
Capital
crowd
Thailand. I messed up that joke.
and don't worry, it wasn't going to be funny if you did.
I know.
It's fine. It's fine.
I just
Either
pointed it
way,
out so
yeah.
no one can point it out later.
Neither way, we were not laughing.
I know.
If you mess up a joke that wasn't going to be funny, if
Yeah.
you did it perfectly, then
I
it's a
actually like that
zero.
better. The fact that you
Messing
messed
it
it
up
up
is
I-
better.
It's better, yeah.
I
Yeah.
got a lot of enjoyment out of you flailing on that joke.
So they went into the stands and started fighting.
Yeah, it was building for a little while. They were like doing ticky-tack fouls, and this last one, it didn't even look like a bad foul. It looked like he was going for the ball, kind of, but of course he still raked the arms, and then a melee just started.
I love a good basketball.
I do love a good basketball fight.
Yeah, but it looks like people could really get hurt.
Yeah, because they're so lengthy, and I can see bones getting broken so easily.
Ginormous humans just whacking their big old axe handles around.
Yeah, but I like it when who was the player that went into the
Ron Artest?
Artest. Yeah.
Meta World Peace.
I like when he
Has he changed his name back?
Fighting a drunk fat dad who's I'm not
Who
even
threw a
joking,
beer at him?
2.5 feet shorter than him, and it becomes a cartoon fight, and it's like a top athlete that's 6'9", and
Prime of his life.
and then
Oh, my
a
God.
drunk fat dad who hasn't exercised in 18 years, holding 2 beers, and
But I give it to the dad.
yeah. Oh, it's
To be
stands
brave
ground.
enough?
Stand your ground. Stay tough.
This
Don't
is
let-
in Florida. You
don't-
can't do that in Detroit.
Do not let Meta World Peace push you down the stairs. Don't let him do it. Don't let him knock your hat off.
In fact, like Artest doesn't even understand how to fight him because he's so small
Yeah.
and weak.
It's the definition of punching down.
It's like when you run. It's like when football players you run in the field. You know, it's like it's harder to score, right? It's like I don't know what to do with you. You're so little.
So
You want to get a nerd?
I'm surprised this happened because I'm sure the players are going to be in so much trouble, right?
Oh, they
Like, the
suspended
NBA
like
yeah.
7 players and coaches total.
Like it seems like you've lost. Let's just say.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
200
Yeah.
grand and money and all like it's just like over some stupid thing and
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like
lot of headache.
The blowing your top thing in sports is one of the ones that I don't understand why coaches, parents, dads, other players, mentors don't put more emphasis on it. Because I don't know if you guys have seen this. There was a kid in high school. He's like a senior, and they were running like real on him, and he was a defensive player, but he played and he hit a guy dirty, but then he lost his cool and then he started like raging on the ref.
Yeah,
And it was one of those moments where I was real time watching a kid.
Ruining
I'm like,
life.
I'm like, you're
he
ruining
punched the ref. Oh
Yeah.
no, he speared the ref, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he speared the ref, and I'm like, oh my god! And I think you and I watched it, and I was like, oh, he's done.
They
Like,
expelled him
he'll-
from
He'll
sports.
never
Yeah.
like you had the talent, but what you didn't have was the self control, and no one helped you work on that, and you just flushed your you could have been a first rounder.
It's odd when pros do it because I'm like, haven't you had a
lot of
ridiculous
this.
amount of practice controlling your emotion, coming up through like little league sports,
what I mean.
like
But I
high
get-
school,
Your
college, yeah, like. Didn't you train for this at all? Like controlling your emotions, like having the
But I can
coaches.
Well, like
talking-
you could go with you and I. Like I think, like I'm a more emotional person than you. I've done this long enough to get better at holding in my emotions. When I first started years ago, not as good.
But I can
It's
see
just reality.
at the higher levels because it's a lot of money on the line, and this is ruining your livelihood if someone hurts you. So I can see the anger and upset because a lot of people depend on that person, and if you get hurt by someone doing something stupid, I can understand blowing my top for that.
Yeah, but then
reason.
you blow in your top and ruin your livelihood.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so you're mad because someone jeopardized your livelihood, then you ruin it yourself. You're like, how dare you try to ruin me? I'll ruin me.
Yeah, that is classic Daniel.
I know,
Remember?
but that's emotional
That's classic
stuff.
Daniel.
Yeah.
The comet's coming. We're
Kill-
all gonna
kill
die.
myself,
I'll
yeah.
kill myself. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's switch
The last
over-
thing I want to
yeah.
talk about before we go to switch over.
Okay.
What do you think about Aaron Rodgers going to the Steelers?
Well, that's
I think it's going to wait till after the draft if they do sign him.
Well, there's been a lot of speculation about that. What I think about it is it's not going to do anything for the Steelers.
No.
Oh, it's good for us as viewers.
It'll be fun to watch.
Selfishly, it's
I
great
kinda
because
wanna see-
we might get to see the Steelers melt
or
a little bit. I
what
think
if
that
they
would
do
be one of the only
well?
things that make me think the Steelers would melt down.
Yeah.
Is Aaron Rodgers on there because he's weird.
especially with the Giants signing Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson, which is weird,
Okay,
in my
well,
opinion.
A lot of weird. A lot of weird.
I want to talk about that for a second. Let's even go back to the draft, right?
Okay.
So, NFL draft, it's not. There's no real superstar players that we're all watching. There's a lot of hype. Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, there's 3.
The name, Cam Ward's going to
Cam
go
Ward,
1-1. Like, I'm going off of NFL odds right now, whether the Titans trade out of it or not, but it doesn't look like they are. Looks like Cam Ward's going 1. Although he's not, no one's really that excited about Cam Ward. Really, you know what I'm saying? Like,
They
he's not,
don't talk about him at
No.
all.
Yeah.
They just say he's
I think
going
it's a
1,
foregone
and then
conclusion.
they move
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's even last year with Jaden Daniels and who went first from the Bears? God, I forgot his name. QB of the
Fields.
Bears. No. The first round draft pick last year. God, I'm escaping her name. Anyway,
Heisman Trophy winner. Yeah,
everybody they were hyping
Somebody will
up.
throw it in here.
They were hyping him up years ago, before like a year before the draft.
Yeah.
Like this guy's the next Mahomes. And there hasn't been any
because he won the Heisman the year before.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Cam Ward's going first. The next, as far as gambling odds, it's minus 270 that Abdul Carter goes to the Browns.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting because they have Myles Garrett, and I think that's the reason Myles Garrett stayed with the Browns.
Oh, they talked him in because you're going to get help on
because
defense?
Yeah, you put Abdul Carter on the other side. Now, all of a sudden, Myles Garrett, he's not
You're not getting double
anymore.
teamed every time, yeah.
Yeah, and
then you pick up Kirk Cousins, who was at a Cleveland Chipotle. Did you see that?
Yeah,
he was at a
I did
Cleveland
see
Chipotle.
that, yeah.
yeah,
He
because
got his picture made with the staff.
now they could just
Caleb
roll
Williams.
with Caleb Williams. Yeah.
Thank you, chat
Thank
room.
you. I would've-
appreciate that.
He's very forgettable.
I don't know why Caleb was not on my
He was
tongue.
good like 3 years ago when he was at USC, and then he had a bad senior season, but it still made him get the first round draft pick.
So here's what the ultimate storyline that I would love to see, and then I'd love to see the Giants do what's it called?
Trade down?
No, where the documentary team comes in.
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks. So I'd love to see the Giants do a Hard Knocks if this happened. So they have Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. It's two weirdos.
End of the spectrum weirdos. One overly loud weirdo and one overly
exactly
quiet
what I was
weirdo.
Gonna say. It's like, you got the double weirdo.
Now the odds are,
and they're different types.
Yes.
the Vegas odds are that the Giants take Travis Hunter. But if they took Shedeur Sanders, that would be the ultimate
my
QB
God.
room, right? And then you do a Hard Knocks.
I would love to see that Hard Knocks.
That
Wait,
would
so
be
you
the
have a
number
battle
one.
of the weirdos.
Yeah, and not Shedeur Sanders to all.
And
like,
then Deion showing up every other week.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, look, he's cocky. But
he's the
there's-
least weirdo of
He
them all.
is, but they're still weird
They're
because
still
they're
weird.
super
Yes.
cocky weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because his
The
dad.
Depo baby guy coming in.
But just those three
Oh,
in a
that's
QB
must-see.
room.
That's must-see TV.
That would be entertaining, right? Like,
Yes.
like
Storyline, that's amazing.
I've never seen. I couldn't imagine a trio of three weirder QBs. I mean, they already have the two
the only one
weirdest
that was
QBs.
close to that was Florida when they had Tebow and they had what's the guy that used to play for Carolina? Cam Williams. Not Cam. Cam's-
yeah, it's Cam.
Newton?
Cam Newton.
Thank
yeah,
you. I couldn't think of his name.
yeah, Cam Newton
Yeah.
and Tebow.
That room was pretty crazy.
But to have
But not this
Jameis,
crazy.
Not this crazy.
because
Yeah.
because it's
Russell
different.
Wilson alone to me.
Oh, doing high knees in the plane on the way to
Yeah,
London.
and his super positive weirdo talk.
I don't know enough about him because he is like a little like.
Oh, he's
there's-
guarded. He's
he
like
is
Tom
guarded.
Cruise.
There's not enough. I need a little more.
He's Tom Cruise Scientology weird.
I need more
Yes.
stories. I need more stories.
Oh,
I need
yeah,
more
there's
grit.
enough.
He's just one of those fake positive everything's like if you listen to interviews with him and stuff, it's just everything is like it's a kind of a fake false personality of positive like an inspiration and like that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Now Jameis Winston is more
funny. I think he's very funny.
effing around.
Yeah.
His
like,
tweets
the
are
He's
joke-
just there
I
to have a
mean,
good time. He's a Burt
His tweets are,
Kreischer.
Yes, yeah,
are
yeah.
really funny.
but also
And he-
positive.
Yeah,
Did you
both
see-
are Florida State guys.
Like-
He won my wife over. Did you see his coverage in New Orleans?
oh, it was amazing to watch him there.
Did
Yeah.
you see how personable and funny he is?
Yeah,
He's-
yeah.
Dude, he kills it.
They'll bring him into the media as soon as he's done.
100%.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And he'll be
100%.
great. And everybody,
And he's down for whatever. He'll
Yes.
dress up. He'll act
Yeah.
crazy. Like
Yeah.
he's like
He was what Robert Griffin III wanted to be, but he's not.
Griffin's too reserved.
Yeah, he's too
Marshawn
reserved.
Lynch isn't. Marshawn Lynch
Yeah.
kills it.
he'll be the Marshawn
He will.
Lynch of
But a QB.
yeah. And
A little
so,
more, a little less rough around the edges, a little smarter, a little prettier.
So that's
you
what I'm
know.
saying. Then you add
Yeah, he's
in
great.
Shedeur Sanders into that group.
I like your idea. I like this idea. I would watch this show.
And
I
then
would
put
watch
Hard
it.
Knocks, Giants Hard Knocks, and that and what's bizarre about this
with this shit.
is that a lot of people are saying this is Dayball's last chance, the coach of the Giants,
Right. Yeah.
if he doesn't
like
win
him.
now, they're going to boot him out, and which he's had a lot of
Shave your
bad
beard,
luck
fatso. Get out of here.
yeah.
Get out of here, fatso.
It's so funny
Go
how
get a craft beer.
at the remember when he was with the Bills, he was so sought after, and everybody's like, this guy's
He's the next genius.
the
yeah,
guy.
he's the next genius or whatever, and he goes to the Giants and just a horrible.
Stinks it up. But I don't think that was his fault. I think that was management. At the beginning, before he was even there.
Yeah, and then a bunch of series of bad
A
decisions.
lot of bad
and,
decisions.
and then
Daniel Jones being your quarterback.
they trade Saquon Barkley.
Well, yeah, I don't understand that.
And he goes and wins the Super Bowl, and then
Then he can defy
And
your
your
most
division
career
rival,
rushing-
too.
As soon as they trade him, he breaks records and then apparently can fly through the air.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
starts
yeah.
Jumping over people
He gets magical
backwards,
powers.
yeah.
jumping over people
They
backwards.
make
yeah.
a Madden move
He
all
looks
out of him.
happier than he's ever been in his life.
The most career, the highest paid running back, the most career rush yards in a season. Now he had an extra week, but anyway, it couldn't have gone worse for the Giants, right?
So this is a good setup for a Hard Knocks. It is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Redemption story, man.
And if I was the NFL, I'd be leaning that direction because it's way better than the Travis Hunter story.
The chat room okay, Ghost, he says, Brian Dable reminds me of the head elf in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yes, he looks exactly like
Now-
the head elf.
Now here's the
That is a good joke.
and this scenario is less likely in my mind, but also interesting. So let's say Shedeur Sanders doesn't go to the Giants, right?
They take Travis
So-
Hunter instead.
They take Travis Hunter. So after them, the Pats and the Jaguars, they don't need a quarterback. They're not taking Shedeur, right? Then there's the Raiders, right? Which ties into like Brady.
That was your original theory, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought the Raiders were going to take Shedeur, but they obviously took Seattle's quarterback, Geno Smith, and who's good enough. Now, he's a veteran quarterback. You can still take Shedeur.
You
and
know
have,
Geno's the
work
backup
it
to
in,
help
yeah.
your guy.
but it's less fun when Shedor's sitting on the bench.
You want him in.
Yeah. Which Brady, because Brady's now having
Yeah.
a lot of control over the Raiders' decisions. He's more of a guy that wants a QB to sit for multiple years
No
or a
trial
year.
by fire for Shedeur.
And before we
Yeah.
get to
He did
Nerd,
that.
we're all in agreement that Brady is going to quietly exit broadcasting and go Raiders crazy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Now-
because he's not good
He's
at the
not
broadcasting.
good at the broadcast.
He's not.
Yeah, we don't like him.
Can't be good at everything.
But I've also heard why turn down the money. They're never going to fire him. He's still Tom Brady. As long as he's willing
Personally,
to
I
do
just think it looks weird for the league. I think it'd be better for you just to
Yeah.
pick one, just for the league, just purely because you have a lot of problems. You guys don't make good decisions. Just get him out of there.
The problem is
It doesn't help me as a viewer.
But ultimately, the Brady games end up being a nothing. Like I've watched Brady games and forgot halfway
Yeah.
through that
We don't even know.
That it's
it was
him,
Brady.
yeah.
But whatever commentator is going to be, who cares? Like even if you brought in some other guy, I feel like he's going to be about the same as Brady, and the difference is not going to be. So it's like it's
But the
a
stories
nothing.
will
It's
still
not going to
come
be.
out.
I'm not
I
gonna-
don't think it's a nothing because the stories will still come out, and I think that still affects him.
Because his
Like, I don't think
ex-wife
he's-
bought her boyfriend a boat. You saw
But
that?
I don't think he's impervious to every
That's
time
my
he does a
favorite thing.
game. The next headline is this Brady experiment's terrible.
Yeah.
Every single week.
He may be impervious to it because he spent his entire career figuring out criticism.
I don't think anybody's impervious to it. I think they can say they are, but I don't think they are.
But why turn down $100 million or whatever? He'd have to give
Don't
up.
know.
like $100 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
a lot of
nothing.
money, but
and like he spent a lot buying into the Raiders, and and he lives an expensive life, and it's not that hard, I imagine, to do. You know what I'm saying? Like the broadcast.
you got to do a
his
lot of
games.
research though when you're doing that broadcast. You got to like actually know the teams and know the players and have.
Well,
little
we better
anecdotes.
jump into
Yeah.
Nerd or we
Oh,
are
yeah.
going to run out
Sure,
of
yeah.
time.
Okay. Well, you guys had that one video about going to Epic. Well, I got to go 2 weeks ago.
Okay, how was it?
It was amazing.
Really?
I can't do enough raving reviews for this
Really?
place. It's amazing. Like everything's not even up and running completely. Like the Harry Potter ride was not working, but the queue.
Hey, how does Harry Potter? How
It's like
does
the
Harry
Fantastic-
Potter get down a hill?
Come on.
I don't know. Tell me.
Walking. J.K. rolling.
I don't know why.
That's a dad. That was the
That is
dad
such a
joke on
dad
the thing
joke,
behind
yeah.
me. On the thing behind me, it's like, how does Harry Potter get down a hill? Walking. J.K. rolling. That's the joke. You can use that later at dinner. You'll write me later.
Send
You'll
it to
write me
Ross.
like,
He needs
"Dad,
it for his
great joke
comedy
for the
bits."
children. Great joke for the children, Dad.
But the queue for this new ride is amazing. It looks like you're in the Ministry of Magic when you're in the queue.
Okay.
Tom
Like,
and I don't
put it
know
like this,
what,
we
don't know
walked-
what the Ministry of Magic is.
Okay,
And
it is
say
that-
the line.
Sounds
you-
fake.
no. There's a scene in one of the later books or movies where it looks like the movie. You're at the Ministry of Magic when like Dumbledore fights Voldemort. It looks like you're there. It is.
It's done so well.
It is
Yeah.
done so well. You go through the flumes, the fireplace flumes, and that's part of the going through the line. It is. We went through the line twice. It was that amazing just to look at.
My God, the
everything.
line's so good you'll go through twice.
Yeah,
I've never
just
heard
the
that.
line.
My
We didn't even
God.
get to go on the
Our
ride because it
lines
wasn't
are-
working at
Our
the time. That
lines
was the
are
only ride that wasn't
so
working.
immersive that you'll go through twice.
So
You'll want to wait an hour.
there is something to be said about new rides because Crystal took the boys to Hollywood Studios
Okay.
and did Star Wars.
The Star Wars one.
Oh, yeah, they got some good ones.
And that one Star Wars
Galaxy's
ride.
Edge.
Yeah. She said it was
Smuggler's Run, or did you do the one where you're kind of on a cart?
the one where you go and you get transported to a different place. She was trying to explain to me, and she said it was the most unbelievable ride I've ever been on. And
You go to different spots,
Yes.
and it changes every time.
yeah, and she's,
Yeah, that's the main Star Wars ride. That's a great ride.
it blew her mind.
Yeah.
And
It
she's
changes every time you ride it.
And then she was like, it does make a difference when they're built. And then I started thinking, I was like, oh, yeah, like there's a lot of rides that we've been on. They're like, these things are built in like 2002.
Yeah.
Or it's like, you know what I'm saying? You forget. It's like
You might as
I-
well be
I
on a
was a
23 years ago.
might as
Yeah.
well be in a Scrambler or a Gravitron, for Christ's sake.
The Hulk was made in '99.
And so now you have an entire park of brand new rides with brand new technology, and you saying it's awesome.
It is amazing. Like the first place we went to is the Nintendo Land, and it has like Super Mario Brothers. It looks like you're in a Super Mario game. Seriously, like there's little question mark blocks and
Do you
like
hit 'em?
Yoshi rides. You can hit them if you have the little band.
How are
it's
the
like,
rides
It's
in
like
there?
$30. There's a Yoshi ride, which is like the kids ride. It's basically just like a kind of carousel kind of thing, but it's not. It's kind of, I'm trying to think of what is a good approximation of it that you ride before.
You know, when I
it's-
look at Mario and Luigi and Yoshi, I always think that they, you know. you know, that tongue.
Is it White Lotus?
Yeah, no, I look at the tongue and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, in
Tongue my eggs, Yoshi.
That's what I think because I feel like in Mario Land, because
Yeah.
I don't think Yoshi is an animal, and they got different rules there.
But
And I feel like Mario
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Luigi, because neither of them are with the princess. I don't know if you know that,
I
but
thought they
neither.
both had princesses. One was Princess
No,
Peach
no,
and one
no.
was Princess
I think
Daisy.
Mario and Luigi are completely fine with just having
Yeah.
Yoshi like.
And and according to my BCology, oh, God damn it!
Yes!
And
I'm
according
not
to
messing
my
up jokes.
BCology.
But okay, the other two rides that are in the Super Nintendo world are Bowser's Challenge, which is the Mario Kart ride.
Bowser's Challenge
It
is
is
what I call my
amazing.
wife's bush.
You put on a little Mario
Oh my God,
visor,
it's Bowser's Challenge. I'll never
and
make
it comes
through
with
here.
like a 3D goggles that go on, and you
As
can
soon
see
as
how
I
many...
take my wife's panties down, then
Then it makes the tunnel noise.
BCology.
But the Bowser ride is amazing. You put on like a 3D goggles, and you can see how many like shells you can shoot and how many coins you've collected, and it's on your thing. Dude,
I don't
it
want
is
3D goggles.
amazing.
I don't wear no dirty ass goggles.
No, you have a visor. You don't even touch the goggles are in front of you, and it's like
okay. Like a sneeze guard that old
like a
ladies
sneeze
would
guard.
wear
It looks like
during
a sneeze
COVID.
guard or like a motorcycle's helmet, the little glass shield that you have there.
Okay,
but
it
it's,
doesn't touch your face.
it doesn't
just-
touch your
okay.
face, and everything is projected on it.
I miss when old people would
It-
wear a mask and a
But you put
sneeze
it on
shield.
your head?
You put a little you get a visor that's
Like a welding
adjustable, and then you put the 3D thing that when you get on the ride onto that.
Okay.
And wherever you look, you see like other Koopas, the Bowser's kids. It's intense.
awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. It was amazing.
So, what are the ticket prices? And like, what
Right now, you can only get it if you have a season pass to the old Universal Parks, and you have to pay, I think it's $165 for a single day ticket.
Can you buy a pass now and then be like, I want in? Or did
Yes,
you have to have
you
a
can't.
pass?
I think but you gotta buy like a hotel like package.
Gotcha.
To get it. That's they're like trying to minimize a lot of it right now, but like
it's a soft opening.
yeah,
because
it's
they
a soft
haven't-
open right now. It's right for the employee previews. My wife's friend got us in, and we're going again on the 12th, which I'm really excited
Do
about.
they
all
have
of
Going again.
these, all
and
of
it's a
these-
nighttime this time because last time it was during the day. They're going to do the night version because there's one area that's the dark universe with the old Universal monsters. That place looks amazing as well because
Like
that was where we
it's-
went to. It's right next to Mario Brothers. But before we leave Mario Land, there's Donkey Kong roller coaster there, and it looks like you're on a track, and then you're not on a track, and you hop over like gaps in the track. It looks amazing.
We talked about this with Joey, and we kind of debuted each ride and what it is. Did you ride it?
Yes.
Is it awesome?
The only thing I didn't ride was there's two things. One, because I was too fat to ride the. I knew you'd love that.
Yeah. I do love that.
How to Train Your Dragon
Hold on,
ride.
slow
that was
down,
for the
slow
kids.
down. I want to really enjoy this. What's it like being too fat to train a dragon? You're like, how is that even possible?
like
Does
this.
the dragon go too fat? Too fat.
You're like, this dragon is gigantic.
This dragon's 5 tons. And this man, you mean to tell me this ex-football player is too fat to train the dragon?
Like, it's not strong enough. It's a mythical beast.
If anything, I feel like I would want you training my dragon
Right?
because you're big.
Yeah.
I
look like one of the characters from
trainer.
Bert.
I'm too small to train a dragon.
Don't you train with heavyweights? That's how you get stronger.
The only 2 rides we didn't ride were in that area. One
So
was
did they
'cause I was
tell
too
you
big.
at the front? That's my
No,
favorite.
okay.
Sorry
this-
and they stay in character. They're like, Avast sir. I'm so sorry. You will not be training dragons today. You're a bit too swollen.
This is where before rides now, I still go to the little tester thing
Don't
to
do
see if I
that.
fit.
Don't do
No,
that.
I do it because I don't want to get embarrassed in the
Don't
front of the
do
line.
that.
I'd rather get embarrassed before I wait all that time.
No, but people, if you're me, I stand by those and look at the fat people trying it. And look at them.
I'm like, this is
if you
more
want good
embarrassing.
watching, that's the way to do it.
I take pictures of them.
With sad
Yeah.
fat people.
I have a whole website. It's fat people trying
that would
test
be a
chairs.
good Instagram
Fat
page.
people trying test chairs.
Sad fat people.
The most embarrassing part is you couldn't just look at it and know you couldn't do it. You had to actually
give it a go.
Yeah, you had to walk over there and then sadly pull it down, and then it's not even close.
Yeah, you gotta run it up the flagpole.
And it's like,
I am the blade of fat people because most rides I can get on, but there's like the 1 or 2 that I can't. And that was one of them. Like, because the one that comes down like an over the chest thing, usually the leg ones I can get on.
I don't believe that.
So this one, what didn't fit?
Yeah.
It was over the head thing, and it was one of those
You got
ones
too
where
fat
it's
of a
kind of
head.
like an arm like this, and the ride is it's hard to describe.
What's the name of the ride? What is this ride?
Oh crap!
Fato's Revenge? Or
No. It was Dragon Racers Rally.
Dragon,
I was
racist,
yeah.
the racist dragon.
In my
Rally.
notes, it says Dragon Racers Rally and Too Fat is right in my notes.
Oh my God.
Now,
That's why I know which one it was.
you know what's interesting is that
It's dueling diabetes dragon.
I'm still trying to think of Blade of Fat People.
Me too. I abandoned it.
Only because I watched a video about Blade today.
A
That's
blade
what made
of
me
fat
think
people.
about it.
You know what I had? You want to know what I
Okay,
had?
okay, yeah.
Butter knife.
Oh,
That's actually pretty good.
That's all I had. The blade of fat people was a butter knife.
I was trying to tie in Whistler and your shoes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Too fat to whistle. Your shoes are whistling.
Why do I come here?
Something. I was like, I'm close, so close.
But
Anyway,
we went on the Donkey Kong, and then after that we went on the Stardust Racers, which is the dueling dragons kind of one, where it's 2 roller coasters that they go at the same time. That was amazing. It's probably the best roller coaster that's outside
I like that.
in Orlando. It's better than Velocicoaster in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah,
how like extreme is it? Is it
very extreme.
Is it like
Yeah. This
Hulk?
one goes anal.
It goes
crazy.
No, because
through
like
the second
it
loop,
does
go,
that whole like one's coming over the top as you're going, and one like the people's heads are right next to your head as you're
If
going.
you put your hands out, or is that a
It's
myth? If you put your
scary.
hands out, can you slap some old lady in the face?
If you're
No,
tall
no.
enough, maybe.
No, they have built
They
that
probably
in.
made
If
measured
I
it
were George
correctly.
Marichon, the big, ugly basketball player.
Hold on, can you be too tall for a
Yes,
ride?
you can be too tall for rides.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can also be too short for rides.
I've
I don't know
never,
if you know that.
I've never,
Most rides.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone turned away for being too tall. It's
I have.
probably an anomaly. That,
Yeah. If you're like 6'8", anything above
Yeah.
like 6'8", a lot of those guys can't get on the rides.
I was at Hollywood Studios with Caitlin Clark, and she was asked to leave a couple of the rides.
So, any other rides that you want to point out?
Did you buy anything? Did you buy any toys?
Got the bracelets for my kids. They're like $30 a piece.
What do the bracelets do?
They keep track of how many coins you collect through the Mario area.
Can you buy
and, like, You
something?
can, and like if you punch one of the question mark things, it makes a special noise. And if you don't have a bracelet, it goes doom, 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 like you don't have the. Basically, you're a poro. Don't hit this thing.
Oh, okay. And so, like, I mean, I would imagine those kind of things are always awesome in the beginning. Like, you got to go early.
Yeah, I'm waiting to how
Because-
bad it gets messed
Yeah,
up.
because everything just gets degraded. Next thing you know, you're walking through the Hulk coaster like I would. Like, you look over the guy, he's got
And there's paint missing
He's
'cause they
washed,
scratched it off,
He's
yeah.
washed his outfit so many times, it's not even purple anymore. It's like light blue and green. I'm like,
that was the
whoa.
things I was pointing out. I'm like, this is going to get destroyed by the first month. Like, that was the thing that was making me sad because I'm like, these are the cool things that are going to get messed
You
up by
can't do any of that. The only
bratty
thing
kids,
you can have,
spoiled kids.
the only thing that's approved for any theme park, namely Universal, is you got to have a rope that's hanging and you can hold on to it like it's the leash of Marmaduke.
Yeah,
and you
gotta
turn your
take the
camera
picture
to the
sideways.
side.
Yeah, I used to love that.
Yeah, you turn
and the
it-
bomb that's right in front of
That's
it.
all you get.
And the bomb doesn't explode anymore
and then
because
you
someone broke
might
it.
get Andy Capp or Betty Boop.
Yeah. I'm more of a surfboard man myself.
They took that out.
Yeah, I know they did.
Oh,
Yeah, I was very
near the
disappointed.
Cinnabon, yeah.
Yeah, they took that out.
But the last thing but the Dark Universe was also amazing. Like they have 2 rides there. There's a Frankenstein's daughter ride.
You get the rider.
No, and she's basically it's one of those. It's really weird to describe. It's kind of like, I'm trying to think. It's kind of like Galaxy's Edge, the ride that you rode, but you're on like a big arm, and this thing moves around like this on top. It's kind of like the Harry Potter ride at Universal.
What are you
Islands
attempting to
Adventure.
do?
You're basically going past all the Universal monsters, like the creature
Well,
from
why
the Black
are you
Lagoon.
there? Why are you?
She's trying to control Dracula, and she's using Frankenstein's monster. She's using all these and like the vampires, werewolves,
And is it a ride where you're looking at screens and
screens
moving?
and practical effect things. Yeah,
Okay.
it was really once again the queue was amazing.
And it's all new. That's what's
It's all new.
I think, and the technology is
I've
new,
yeah.
and the way the rides move is new.
I've
and
never in my lifetime gone to a brand new theme park.
I have many times, and it's the best way to go.
Yeah, Islands of
When I
Adventure when it
opened
first
Islands
opened was
of
amazing.
Adventure,
Yeah,
I opened Islands of Adventure with Drew
Okay.
Garabo. I rode Hulk Coaster before it was open. I rode Doctor Doom before it was open. It's just way
in
better.
the 90s, yeah, because it's all
Yeah.
state of the art. All the rides
It's
are new.
like when I say there's
Spider-Man
nothing
when
like
it opened.
owning a brand new car. There's just nothing like it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. First
And there's
class
one
airline
more-
tickets are better.
Well, there's one more ride called the Werewolves. What is it called? It's called. Let me make sure I
Should
get it
write
right.
these things down.
And
You have
Curse
a
of the
segment.
Werewolf, and it's a mix of like Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot and like the Hippogriff at Islands of Adventure. It's a spinning. You spin on a roller coaster. It's hard to describe. You're on a roller coaster, but it's also like a teacup ride almost.
Really? That's
Yes.
pretty cool. All right.
It was
I've never
cool.
seen that.
But it's on there. It's one of the better roller coasters there. I think the Stardust Racers is better, but this is like a good second.
Spinning while being on a roller coaster is a feeling I've never experienced.
You didn't go on Guardians yet? It's kind of like that.
No, I haven't.
Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy
Do
at
you,
Epcot
do you
is
even
kind of like
know who you're talking to?
I know.
Do you
He hates
remember
theme
where
parks.
you're at?
I'm acting excited.
Yeah, this guy's working his ass off for you, and you're just insulting him with dumb questions.
Well, I was hoping he would go. Like at least.
What do you mean you
make
haven't
the
gotten it?
challenge,
You've never gotten a
at least
novelty
try to go to
popcorn
Epic
bucket?
I'm
at
going
the
to
same
take
time.
my
You-
sons because they are really going to enjoy
They
this,
would
yeah.
love it,
Yeah.
without a doubt. But the Harry Potter area is amazing. Like it's first
Can
you
I
go
tell
into
you
Paris.
something that's going to make you both sad?
No, tell
My
me.
daughter had the ability to go on this, and she was asked by a friend of hers that I can't name, a young girl, a friend of hers, whose
Ah.
dad works
Yeah,
over
works
there.
To go to
there.
Epic
Yeah. One of the
University.
preview days. Yeah.
And she did not want to do it because she said, quote, too long of a day.
Really?
It is a
Yeah.
long day.
I promise
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
If
yeah.
Andrea's in there, she'll back me up. Yeah, she got passes to do it.
I
Everything.
like that.
I knew you would. I did not like that. That
I'm
is
not-
the exact. I'm like, I want to go,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I can't walk right now.
Well, my son couldn't go on because he got a concussion riding on a scooter without a helmet. So.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a tough boy.
We
Yeah.
still took him there, but he couldn't ride anything, which is
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
mean
you
at the
know.
same time, but kind of made me
You
happy.
got a brain bleed,
Well,
boy. You got to sit in the.
That's what it was, a brain bleed. We had
Really?
to spend the night in the hospital.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah. It was not a good day.
That is not good.
Yeah, even though the morning before I told him, hey, if you're going to ride the scooter,
Put your helmet
wear a
on.
helmet.
Yeah.
didn't listen.
He'll learn
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Now he knows. He learned.
I know EJ. He won't learn.
Well, I had the same concussion when I was about his age. Same thing happened.
I'm sure.
spent the
You
night in
look
the
I
hospital
mean, you
and
guys are a
everything.
spitting image of each
I
other.
know.
Oh, I came up with it. Deacon Frosty.
I like that. You know what? That was worth the wait.
That was definitely worth the wait.
I support that.
All right. We will be. Oh, do you have anything to plug, Mike?
MyCon's April 19th, the same day as you guys' Appreciation Day. But it's early in the morning. It's like from 10 to 6, but there's also karaoke to 9.
Okay.
What the?
all
I
right.
don't know. Nothing there said anything. You said nothing.
It's fine. There's no overlap.
We have shuttles going from our Micon to your event.
Oh, well.
All right.
You have to ride with me, though.
Better get on one of those shuttles.
All right. We will be right back.
Perfect. That was super
Oh,
fun.
God.
That is tonight. Good job, buddy. Thank you. Thanks for doing it. I'm going to do some editing.
Yeah. Nerd Jock, my cock.
They like it. Gotta let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake.
You gotta give them what they want.
I know.
It's not that much work.
Well, it's good that they're all together, too. That kind of helps.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Well, have a good one, guys. Is that it for us, buddy?
Are you
Yeah,
done?
that's it.
If not, I got time.
Guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for hanging out with us, y'all.